The studio doors are locked. This is a closed set. Will Murray.
I do take responsibility for taking a shit.
Jason Kaplan.
I know this is going to sound weird, but whatever. I think that's kind of hot. Think about a chick breastfeeding.
Their world.
The relationship has deteriorated. No.
Their life.
What is going on around here?
And the Howard Stern back office.
You were screaming and fighting and being drunk? No.
This is Back Office Radio with Will and Jason. Call 888-STERN-101.
Hey, welcome to Back Office Radio. I'm Jason Kaplan. With me is Will Murray, and fanning him for some reason is
If I smell that, you're fucking
Teddy
dead.
Knitter.
Swear to God. Will just ripped ass.
Is that what's going on over there?
It's awful.
Disgusting.
You know, right about 3 minutes before we went on there, Will, you said, I gotta take a shit.
I know.
And now, is your mic on?
It seems to be coming. Yeah, where am I?
Yeah.
There he is.
Yes.
You know, we just get done kissing this kid's ass.
I know.
The great Al Ragone, and he doesn't even put on my mic.
It was on.
It was on. Sorry.
I still somehow blame Teddy.
Yeah. But that's becoming a common theme for me. It's kind of gross.
You gotta get on, you're on the wrong cycle, man.
I know,
You
it's
gotta
bad.
get back
It's
on
been a
different
bad
cycle.
month for you, shit-wise,
Well, at
actually.
least it's fun to blow it in your face.
Thanks. Yeah.
Welcome to Back Office Radio. We are live from Studio 2. We are not in Scott Salem's Black Cloud Diner, so we might sound a little bit better this week. Hopefully we do. We have a big show coming up, douche of the week, all new Page 69s. A fat guy's take on Thanksgiving. Has Back Office Radio split the office?
Yes.
And it has.
Yes.
I actually wrote this question before I came into work today.
What an ugly morning it's been already.
And Back Office Radio, let's just say from 7 this morning when I got in the office till now, has totally torn the office apart. And there's been bad feelings on all sides all morning before we even started the show.
Absolutely. I mean, I got an email first thing this morning. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a bit. But I guess we have a certain member of the staff that would like to make a statement.
Yes,
here
yes.
this
There's
morning.
someone, a guest who requested to come in to make a statement at the top of the show. I introduce you now to media producer J.D. Harmeyer.
All right, calm down.
Really?
I love you.
Oh, that's what you came down here for?
Yeah. Sure brought some fucking water. First of all, this is basically all directed towards Jason because, thank you, Jim McClure. Yesterday was a very trying day after the show. All over, just the back office and then all over Twitter. I'm reading tweets here and there from everyone, bashing you, bashing me, and, I hate confrontation more than anything. But whatever. I'll just, I'm all over the place. I should have written this down.
Holy shit.
Stick to the
Today,
Shut up.
Junior.
Shut up. I like Teddy the engineer, by the way, more than Teddy the personality over there.
Thanks.
I love you, Teddy.
Love you more.
All right, Jay.
So first, in regards to what actually happened on the show, I should not have said anything to Will.
See, I don't even remember you saying anything to me.
Well,
I just knew you were irritated with Jason.
Guys, guys, hold on 1 second. So what JD is referring to is yesterday I was talking to Howard during the break. Somehow that upset JD, and somehow that information got back to Howard, and he talked about it on the air.
Will said it.
Yeah, what do you mean somehow?
I don't. Well, I thought you were disagreeing.
I was going to explain it, but
Go ahead.
Listen.
That always goes well, by the way.
Shut up. Over the week, I haven't had a lot of time to pitch things to Howard during the breaks.
Gary's fault.
We've been very guest full, and a million other things. Richard and Sal.
I would say guest heavy. You don't like to use that word?
What?
I'm sorry. No. It's your time. It's your time.
Well, you're forgetting I'm the asshole here, not you.
Yeah, right.
No, Will's an asshole too.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I felt left out.
This is back off his asshole show.
Pull that out.
So in the sense, usually it's Gary that I might get a little angry with, privately in my head. And then during the last break yesterday, I wanted to pitch Medicated Pete stuff at Exotica, because I was afraid of losing it in the fold. We're not in next week. And it made me think of other things that have been lost, like Ronnie at the AVN Awards. We never ever played that.
Holy shit! I think Teddy just fell asleep.
Shut up.
So, JD, I'm trying to
I know.
jump in here,
So Jason talking about Howard about various other things that definitely that got me angry, a little angry, and I made a joke towards Will. I shouldn't have made the joke
That
towards
wasn't
Will.
it though. But go ahead.
What was it? What do you mean?
I could just tell you were irritated. I can tell by your looks.
I know,
you were irritated by what Jason was saying to Howard.
But if Howard had said, Howard looked at me and said, are you okay or whatever? I was like, yeah, I'm fine, whatever. Then you had to say, he just doesn't like Jason. Yeah. and that started
But
it.
that was based on the look, not from any comment you made. I don't even remember the joke
He might have moved on, or I could have been able to play it off better, rather than you just flat out stating it and making it a whole thing.
JD, can I interrupt for a second? Is this an apology, a regret, a retraction?
I'm moving on. I'm moving on. This is the first part.
He doesn't have a Red Bull today, so I think you're okay.
It's only a 2-hour show.
I know. So, in that sense, I apologize to Jason for bringing him into something that really, it wasn't his fault really at all. It was more, me being frustrated and whatever. Second, on the wrap-up show, I should not have made any physical threats, or any sort of physical violence.
They're the greatest things ever.
I like don't make empty ones.
It's empty to a point. Whatever.
It's empty to a point.
Listen,
that sounds like a threat.
I don't know. Listen, I'm not looking to get into this again. All right. So I apologize. I apologize to insinuating any sort of physical threat. Deep down, as hard it is, as hard as it is.
Take your time
to believe. Deep down, I love everyone here. I love Jay, and
concentrate on me for a second.
That does include Jason. He definitely is a polarizing figure in the office. He can definitely annoy people, including myself. And but deep down, I do love him and everyone else. And that's basically it.
Well,
that was like,
that was very nice.
That was very nice.
Come on. Thank you. Come on. All right, I got a couple of comments to make.
He wants out of the vortex.
I want to make a couple comments about this. First of all, thank you for coming down here, for saying everything you said, and for apologizing for specific actions that you took yesterday. We haven't gotten to douche of the week yet, but Will knows I was actually and still planning on naming myself. Well, possibly I'll change it. But I regretted how I acted on the wrap-up show yesterday as well. I was going to name myself douche of the week because of it, because where this comes from me, and as long as we're talking honestly, I lost it yesterday. I lost it. I was really, really angry, and a lot of that comes from being hurt that our friendship seems to be over, and I was on fire, and I was going through the office. I'm gonna ruin your fucking life. I get an email from people.
What is this fucking hug fest?
Hold on a second. Let me finish my statement here. And my statement is, I came in this morning, and I'm like, I'm a little more calmed down. I'm not as worked up about it. I'll tease them. I'll poke. I'll insinuate what I wanted to do without actually doing it. But it's ballsy for JD to come down here and apologize. And the thing that he said to me that really meant the most was that you love me, because I really don't feel that you have any good feeling towards me, period. And which is why I react so viciously.
Well, I'm definitely very terribly socially. I mean, that's just how I am.
You can just leave it at terrible.
Shut up.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, and I know, and with this show, I'm definitely more hesitant about hanging, what I say to you and what I say to him even.
Stop it.
Especially now after yesterday.
Well, listen, because JD and I had a talk yesterday, and one of the things I said was I was going to defend him today. I was going to do my best. Because, you and I actually went through something similar to this a few years ago.
Yeah.
Where, I would say, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Where I got really upset with you. It seemed like everything you said irritated me.
Yeah.
And for some reason, once I got that off my chest, it was gone. We were friends again. And looking back on it now, I can realize that very little of it had to do with you. I think I felt competitive with you in some way. That we were, always attached at the hip and I wanted to separate myself in some way. And for whatever reason, just getting that off my chest, it was a weight lifted, and I see us as better friends than ever now.
Absolutely. And I want to get back to that in a second, but how does that turn into defending JD?
Because I think JD is in a point with you, for whatever reason, where everything you say literally irritates him right now.
Yeah, well, I think he's been at that point for a long time.
And I don't know if that has more to do with stuff going on with him, like he mentions that, yesterday he didn't get a chance to really pitch anything, or maybe he's feeling like, he's the forgotten man here. I don't know. I don't want to, hypothesize.
I'm forgotten.
Or whatever it is.
You're talking to Howard Stern's son over here. He's not forgotten.
Of course.
I'm not Howard Stern's son, but go ahead.
But again, I think a lot of the reason people deflect, that you're an easy target for people when they're angry about certain things, and you can be irritating. Can you believe it or not, Jason? Yeah. And this is one of those moments. So I'm just hoping that maybe JD getting this off his chest, he won't take the things that you say so personally. And I think that you've been digging at him too, because you've been hurt.
I'm hurt. I admit it. And JD, I'll put it all out on the table. We don't need to, nothing needs to be decided today. This has been years in the making. This hasn't happened overnight. This didn't happen over an episode of Back Office Radio, where I've said to you many times when we were better friends, hey man, what's the deal? I feel like you don't like me. You said, for a long time you said no, or you caught me on the bad day. It's been a long time coming. It's been a drifting apart of two personalities. Before you say anything, I would love if we could start anew and start afresh. But if you don't like me, I'd like you to be honest about it, and we'll just move on from there.
No, like I said, I do love you. There are definitely parts of your way of being that I think you purposefully shut up.
Okay.
You purposefully antagonize people, and it's on a consistent basis, and that I don't like. So I mean that's the biggest issue I have with you, I think.
Well, but I do think that comes from me. And again, I know you don't like when I do this, but I do feel it's weird when people could be busting your balls, and I think we're good friends, and then I bust your balls, and all of a sudden it's like you leave the office and you can't stand looking at me, and that hurts my feelings. I think that there's something wrong with me.
It's Jason. It's a weird thing because you've definitely brought it up, and it's definitely I've thought about a lot.
But it's not just JD either that feels that way. It seems to be a lot of people in the office for whatever reason. But yes,
but I'm dealing with JD.
One case at a time.
Yeah, one case at a time. And JD is somebody I feel used to feel very close to.
I can't necessarily pinpoint what it is. Trust me, I thought about it. I don't know. It's just all I can sort of think of is it's how we sort of started as friends. Me and you were more friendly and blah, 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 whatever. Will was definitely a ball buster from day one since I was an intern. And that's sort of how I've seen him.
He is the original ball buster.
Clear that Doritos phlegm, please.
Shut up. So
sorry, that's me.
So maybe it has something to do with that. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't got. I don't do therapy, so it's not something I've delved into. But that's it.
Well, JD.
Where are we leaving things right now?
I'll tell you where I'm leaving things, and then JD can say where he's leaving things. I told Steve this morning, Steve Brandano, who is disgusted by how I treat you, apparently.
And we're getting into that next. But
I said to him this morning, I go, JD is not my friend. I go, he doesn't like me, and quite frankly, I'm at the point where I don't like him, and yeah, there's no friendship there. However, I said that I could change tomorrow. So what do we leave? Are we leaving here?
How about a hug?
People who like each other that want to try and
can you two just get your arms around each other?
Will's just trying to get to the sound.
I don't know.
Yeah, because you know what we did? We envisioned a fight between you two. It sounded something like this. Really. Hold on. JD takes a swing. Jason eats his leg. It's getting ugly in here.
Oh,
cheap joke.
The comedy styling's the Back Office Radio.
Thank you.
Hilarious.
I taped myself masturbating, and that's how Will got the clip.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's disgusting.
Oh boy. Okay, all right.
So JD, should we fist bump it out? How should we leave?
Come on.
I don't think JD wants to hug me.
Yeah, I don't want to hug. I mean, come on, that's a little whatever.
Hold on.
The fist bump of
love.
Of what?
of what? A little more than acquaintances. I can't say.
I don't want to fist bump acquaintances. Okay. That's horrible.
Let's say friends.
Friends. Come on, not good friends, just friends. If you mean it.
Acquaintances.
Friends again. Yeah, friends again.
Now, let me tell you something, JD. You're a big man for coming in here and doing this, and more than that, you're a smart man. You're a smart man.
I am now
taking. I have a whole page of JD notes.
Getting
and they
ripped
were
up?
going right
Rip 'em
out
up.
the window.
See that?
It's like the
Here it is.
Berlin Wall
All
falling.
right, we don't need to start reading the
Oh,
notes.
yeah. All right, I'm putting them away. I'm putting them away.
But whatever, as long as they're not nothing
History
too
made
bad.
on the Back Office Radio Show. JD came in and apologized to me on 2 separate occasions. I accepted his apology and also offered my own.
I thought
And now-
you apologized too, right?
I did apologize for my behavior on the wrap-up show yesterday was way over the line.
Oh, look at Shuli.
And Shuli is making the international
The vagina
sign for
sign?
pussy. Yeah.
Yes.
And
You
we're
know,
pussy.
this does, yeah, I will tell an embarrassing story on Back Office Radio because this reminds me of back in 8th grade in middle school.
His glory days.
No, not really. I ended up calling this guy an asshole. Like to some, there's this kid Jason, another kid named Jason.
Your brother's name is Jason.
I
You're-
know.
you're
My brother's name
surrounded
is
by
Jason.
him.
I know. There's another kid in middle school named Jason that I was talking to someone else, and I called him an asshole for some reason. So then, what?
He's trying to get you out of the studio.
So I'll leave. I don't care.
No. He was joking.
So during lunch,
4,000 seconds with JD.
During lunch, this kid Jason came up with 2 other guys and saying, "Yo, I heard you call me an asshole. Do you want to fight or something or whatever?" And I basically called myself a pussy, and I literally said, "Listen, I'm not looking to fight. I'm a big pussy. Blah blah blah." I called myself a pussy to get out of a confrontation. That's how much I hate confrontation.
Do you mind doing that now? That would actually be good.
No, I will not do that.
Come on.
No.
JD might take it, or Jason might take a swing.
No.
Hey, let's JD, while you're here, let's take some calls. They seem to be mostly anti-me, so don't worry about it. Mike in Maryland, welcome to Back Office Radio. Mike, I'm sorry, before you say a word, the number to call in is 888-STERN-101. That's 888-783-7610. Mike in Maryland, what's up?
Down the great show. I appreciate it. I was listening yesterday to this whole fight. Let me ask you a question. I mean, obviously, Jason, you're very good at arguing, number one, because you do get under people's skin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you do have some comment. But your whole point is that back in the day, you used to fight people. Nobody sued anybody.
Okay, listen.
That was a gay line,
Yeah,
Jason.
let me clarify.
You gonna sue JD if he punches you?
I was trying to keep JD from trying to come take a swing.
What are you
going
gonna
I
get?
don't want to get in a fight.
What are you going
With
to get?
JD?
His PS3?
A PlayStation, yeah. This Blu-ray player. A new suit. Possibly a dog. I don't know if you still have one or not.
A rat-infested suit, at least.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, listen. I was going to say this during the Douche of the Week segment. I was a douchebag on yesterday's wrap-up show. I sounded like a douche. I listened to myself back. I cringed at myself. Calling JD names, saying I'm going to sue and get him fired if he hits me are all douchey things to do. I think I made some very good points, but it got lost in the douchiness. So I admit it. It's douchey. And if you want to take a swing at me, I probably will sue you, though. I just don't want people taking this. It's weird. I get this on Twitter a lot, and it's not just me. I know other people do. But it's like, I hate you. If I ever see you, I'm going to punch you. So I just want it to be very clear. If you punch me, I will try and ruin your life. How about that? If you're
Fair
a
enough.
stranger and you come up and try and punch me, I will do everything I can to make your life miserable.
There were
without
people offering
hitting you back.
$10,000 on the wrap-up show yesterday. Callers offering $10,000 to come in and punch Jason.
Wait, don't pay me $10,000?
No, I guess pay. Yeah,
That would be great for you.
I'd
Would you do that?
Oh, like a booth? Like
Yeah.
punch Jason, I get 10 grand, free
Hell
punch?
yeah.
Do it. Surely, next block party.
You paid a big target on his face.
I don't think any target will be big on me.
That's true.
All right. Well, thank you. We got Mark in New Jersey who says he has a problem with me. Mark, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Oh my, every comment you make and then you start to lead with your laughter to get everyone laughing along with you. I just have to agree with it. You can do it now. It's just
That's JD that just laughed, asshole.
You laugh straight.
Yeah.
How do you walk the streets of New York without just constantly being in fear, getting punched with the amount of Stern fans and your disposition? It's just, there's one in every freaking town, there's one in every school, there's one in every class. You are, on such a level, an asshole. If there are no words.
Well, there are. You just called me an asshole, and you just told people that you don't understand how I don't get punched. Let me explain it again.
Is he on the air? Sir?
No, I just hung up on him.
I was
I'm
going to
sorry.
ask how much he'd pay to punch you in the face. Let's start taking offers.
Tommy from Malden, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hey now, guys, I want to change my douche of the week from JD. He showed a lot of balls in class, coming in and apologizing. And JD, I'm back on Team JD.
Are you off Team Jason?
There's no teams. There's no teams.
Anyway,
There are always teams.
I said I was really pissed at JD too. I've met Jason. Jason's a great guy. You hear the interns talking about Jason. He's the best guy there. I don't understand why everyone hates Jason.
Thank
Jason's
you.
awesome, and I love JD, but that was I don't blame you for getting so mad, Jason, because you know that. I mean, he could be arrested for what he said on the air yesterday.
He's not getting arrested. He's not hitting me. Although, oh wait, hold on a second. Ken in New Jersey, how much would you pay me to hit me?
I love this bit.
Kent? Oh, he's gone. He said 25,000 was up on the screen.
Oh,
I would
shit.
have thought he could have punched me twice for 25,000.
That's amazing.
Christian in New Hampshire, welcome to Back Office Radio, and then JD, you can get out of here. We're not gonna do
Hey
this
guys,
all
how you
morning.
doing?
Thank God.
Hey, I just had a quick question. JD, I was just curious, who are you bringing to Howard's Christmas party?
I am not currently seeing anyone as serious as that the party entails.
Wow.
So I will be coming alone.
But don't worry, he'll be eating for two.
You're going alone?
I will be going
Can I
alone.
go with
Yes.
you?
Huh?
Can I go with you?
No.
Can I come?
No.
Why not? You remember me? I was at the block party in Hartford. You know, the guy in the room.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. JD, before I say anything else to ruin what just happened, let's say goodbye and thank you for coming down to Back Office Radio. And listen, all I ever say is I want people to be honest on the air. And you were honest.
Well, that's
and
why I try to
appreciate
be.
it.
I try to be honest.
Yeah, so I think that's
I
great.
like your haircut.
Oh, thank you.
It does look good.
Yeah, you look good.
Oh, thank you.
And the new
Yeah.
beard trimming looks good, too.
Yeah, you look good.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Yeah,
Do you feel better about coming down here?
I guess, yeah. You know,
I love you. You know that.
I love you all.
Will, you knew some of the shit I was like when I was on fire yesterday.
Yeah, it was going to get ugly.
It was
That's
gonna
and
get
I said
real
I was,
ugly.
and I said, what did I
Real
say? I
ugly.
said I was going to defend my boy a little bit.
I just
It wouldn't matter.
I know. Well,
I'm just leaving now before anything
that's why
else
I act
happens.
like I'm completely disgusted with what you're doing. As
I gotta tell you, Will and I have such different personalities. Like, I am just, everybody knows what I'm thinking at every moment. Like, I'm walking around the, like, yesterday when I was on fire, I'm walking, I'm doing this, I'm done pulling Jim aside, look at fucking, you know, like, I'm just like, I'm gonna do this. And Will just sits there silently. And I'm like, I don't know if he agrees with me. I don't know if he disagrees with me. I don't know if he's just rerunning some college football game in his head. Like, I have no, like, we're so different. You're so internalized when it comes to that stuff. You like to save it and
Sometimes, yeah.
sometimes. And
I
I'm
just
like
wanted
a
to see how
maniac.
it play out. To be honest, with you.
He did mention I can't get in the way of Hurricane Kaplan.
No, it's true. What am I going to do? He's a force. I can't stop him.
Everybody should stay home from work when Hurricane Kaplan. Well, all right, cool. Thank you. And JD, that was awesome. I mean, what else is there to say? That was awesome of you to come down and do this.
Have
So
a good
thank
show.
you.
Hopefully,
All right, so that was only part of the drama. this
hopefully
morning,
this is
right?
last of me.
No, you'll be back. Come on.
Yeah.
We love you.
JD, look at me. I'm an asshole. You'll hate me in a week. It's just inevitable. Look at that. He left the room with a kiss. A kiss.
Squeaked right through that door.
I just so much anti-me calls up. It's like depressing me. Are you
It's all
serious?
right. People love JD. He's Howard's boy.
Tony in DC, welcome to Back Office Radio. Tony.
I love JD. I love JD.
Of course you do.
But I think that JD has a secret crush on Will,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that he thinks that maybe Jason has a secret crush on Will, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what bugs him about Jason. And I think that there's some undertone there.
These guys love twinks.
Nobody will ever admit to. Nobody will ever admit to. But listening for years to those guys, I really think that's what's going on. And I feel sorry for JD until he figures that out for himself.
Isn't that, this is what I heard all day yesterday. I feel sorry for JD. I feel everyone I talked to, people who agreed with me and people who didn't agree with me, always end their statement in, I feel bad for JD. Which I think is the most pathetic, embarrassing thing. If I was JD, I'd be so angry when people said that. JD is a 33-year-old man. No one should be pitying him.
No.
And if people walked around saying, I feel bad about Jason, that would anger me.
Here's the problem. It's like, let's put it in physical terms because a lot of this stuff is like mental.
Right.
You would be like Chuck Zito. Yeah, you're like Chuck Zito. I know you've never been compared to Chuck Zito in your life.
No, this is awesome. Keep going.
And JD
Papa.
is more like a Jason Kaplan? like a Jason Kaplan. Exactly. That's exactly right. So I think that's what people say because he can't speak. He's a mush mouth.
I know,
and he
but-
can't articulate the feelings that he has. And a lot of people have had those feelings. It's not like it's out of left field with you, right?
So how should I ignore it when JD, if he says something negative about me on the air again?
What would Chuck
often,
Zito do?
He punch him in the face.
Okay, maybe not Chuck Zito. So a big meathead that isn't so like crazy. They say it's cute. I got it.
I'm going to give JD some advice, and this will hopefully cute. JD, next time you're angry at me, just write me a very, very long email about it, and CC Will.
Now, what do you say? Why would you bring that up?
Well, Will, we got started. I'm so glad I got JD off my plate, because at least I'm a +1 in the French.
Now we're on to the
I'm about
next
to go -1. So
squabble.
I come in this morning. Yes, here comes the bus.
Another bus coming, baby.
By the way, co-driven by me and Will. I'm not doing this alone, Will.
I'm helping, please.
come in this morning to a lengthy email. I would say probably about 3 pages long.
It's exactly 3 pages long.
Oh, did you print it?
Oh, yeah.
From one Mr. Steve Brandano, who fresh off telling Howard how he should run his show, now has a theory about how we should run our show. He sent us an email saying basically he thinks our show is bad for the office. He thinks our show hurts relationships in the office.
We're out to pick on people.
We're out to tell the audience how to think and how other people here think, and out to hurt people on purpose. He does not necessarily offer any specifics, and he says...
Oh, he did. He offered a couple.
Oh, did he? What were the few he offered?
Well, the one was Ben Bardo bringing a girl to Chris's party. We talked to Ben, and he didn't seem offended in the least about it.
Last week we were doing a rap about how almost all of us here have wives or girlfriends that are too hot for us. Some people use the Christmas party to invite hot girls to it, and Ben invites a hot girl every year.
To the Christmas party.
To the Christmas party.
And he said basically that's the highlight of his thankless job. That's what Steve said in his letter.
About Ben has a thankless job?
Yeah, this is the highlight. Yeah, and then
hey, Steve, I got news for you. Ben probably makes 3 times what you make.
Not only that, he's on Geek Time. He gets to go to all these. He has this access to different video games, which he loves.
Buddy with Don Buchwald.
He was like, he's supposed to fly to like Hong Kong to review a video game or something like that, all because of Geek Time.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a pretty good deal to me. And I think a pretty good deal to Ben if you asked him.
I think if Steve had any idea what Ben made, he'd fucking throw himself out the window.
Anyway, it's second.
There's nothing thankless about that.
We're not looking to ruin a friendship with Steve, I don't think.
No, I love Steve. Again, not to sound like I love Steve. And I wrote him back to this email. I go, dude, you're like family to me. Steve is a very important person in my life. But this email he sent us is fucking insane.
He seemed to give us an ultimatum. It was basically, if you continue to do the show and shit on people, then you're not my friend.
Right, and not him. He's upset about us talking about
He's upset about himself, but he's saying everybody else.
He claims that he's defending the David Heights of the world.
He's defending JD, who seemed to do just a very good job of it himself while he was in here. And Ben's supposedly upset, and all the staff back there is very upset about this whole thing.
Steve is upset.
Steve is upset.
But he won't say that.
He won't say that, exactly. So, I don't know what you want to do. I didn't know if you want to go through this letter, or if we've kind of hit enough of it there.
I highlighted some stuff.
What do you got?
I don't do any Boston accents.
By the way, don't you think it's interesting that he wrote this in a letter and just didn't take us into a back room and say, hey guys, why don't you cool a little bit? Like there's a whole paper trail now.
Publish it on howardstern.com.
We could.
So Steve is a very, very emotional person. I mean, really emotional. I mean, in a positive way. I mean, he's got a lot of feelings. He has a lot of thoughts. He plays his guitar and acts all sensitive to girls. He has all sorts of interesting theories on relationships, both his own and others. He is a guy that has a lot of thoughts, a lot of opinions, and a lot of feelings.
And for a guy that says he doesn't judge other people, I feel like he does a lot of judging. In fact, we have a new little clip here for him, little sound bumper.
Ooh, I want to hear it.
What is it?
No,
the siren.
Oh.
Moral police. Moral police.
Right, whether it's Miss America or Cougars or us making fun of David Height's hair, which by the way is fucking ridiculous. I mean,
but it's silly. Listen, David Height's hair. I know, but David Height is a great guy. I like him. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings. Some of the people back here, I think he's a great guy. So what? We make fun about his stupid hair. Is it that big of a deal?
Well, we heard
that busting balls.
We heard after our show last week that as soon as I made that comment, what the fuck's up with David Height's hair? Steve got up and goes, I can't listen to this crap, and walked out of the room.
That's exactly what happened.
I don't know what to do. I like Steve, but I like this show, and I don't feel. I feel you and I, and to some degree, Teddy, but not really.
Steve's still here?
Yeah. Huh? Have an excellent understanding of what we can and can't say on the air. Of course. We have listen, I'll be very honest. We have a list of things we can't talk about on this show. It's not written anywhere, but it's told to us like, hey, don't talk about this. Don't talk about this. Just the other day, I checked with Gary to see if we could talk about something. He said no. So we are censored. We self-censor.
There's a show we do here, and then there's a show we could do that would take this entire building down if we wanted to. But we know that line.
And what Steve says in his email, I'm not going to read exactly, but basically he said, you have never violated my trust, but I fear you will. And I don't know what to say to that. I mean, you either trust us or you don't trust us.
So what were some of the lines that you highlighted in your note there?
All right, I'm now speaking as Steve. I will no longer participate in Back Office Radio. This is not an attempt to sabotage you guys or the show. It is, in fact, an attempt to hold on to our friendship at work and outside of it.
Right. And my thought was if you want to be my friends, you have to say nice things about me, or I won't be your friend. Right? Is that what you took from that?
It's exactly what. Well, first of all, what
does it mean? I will no longer participate in Back Office Radio. Does that mean we're not allowed to talk about him, or that he won't be coming down here? I assume he won't be coming down here since he's not down here now.
Or he just stopped talking in the back office, and therefore he had to totally take himself out of back office radio. I will admit that I'm talking to Steve again. I will admit what everyone else does not want to say. It sucks and it hurts to be commented on, goofed on, and thrown under the bus and judged by you. I'm assuming both of us. I'm assuming both of us have been claiming ownership to the staff's thoughts and feelings and broadcasting them. And for what? Howard doesn't care about the people, and he doesn't care about. Howard still doesn't care about the people he doesn't care about. I forget the Howard line.
Right.
I do not claim ownership of anyone's thoughts.
That's what I said.
What the fuck does that even mean?
If we see something in the office that irks us for whatever reason, then we'll share that on the air. We'll air that out. It's not like we're not claiming ownership over anyone's thoughts. These are our thoughts. These are our opinions.
Yeah. Let me claim ownership of Steve's thoughts. Jason is handsome and cool. Steve said that.
Steve said that?
Steve said that.
I think what he's saying is any conversation we're having back there, anything, it's almost as if, like during the show, the Howard TV cameras are always there.
Yeah.
He's basically saying that that's now 24/7. There's quote unquote cameras, which are you guys, back there all the time now.
And I don't know what to say to that, but yeah, I mean, the host of the Intern Show, But
that's how the entire show runs. There's an entire news department that does that every day.
I came in the other day to the back office. I was ranting and raving about John Hein. I'm over it now, but I was ranting and raving. And I turn to the intern, and I see him typing notes for the Intern Show about literally verbatim. And I stood there and go, no, if you're going to quote me, get my quote right.
We get notes all the time from interns.
Yeah, and they said Steve lives in some sort of weird bubble where I don't know what's going on.
But what you don't express to him is that at any moment, if he was having a conversation and didn't want you to talk about it, all he has to do is ask, right?
But he seems irritated that he has to ask. And I would say to that, maybe there are certain things that you say where, yeah, you should probably say, don't mention that on the show. But for the most part, we aren't idiots. We know exactly what's okay to say on the air and what's not. In fact, when we did the spotlight with Steve, we sat him down and read every single thing we planned to bring up on the air, and he okayed all of it.
And I think this note is in regards to, I told him yesterday, I'm like, hey, just so you're not sandbag, we're going to be talking about you on Back Office Radio, and mine and Will's theory is that out of everyone in the back office, Steve hates Back Office Radio the most. And I just wanted to give him a heads up. And I said, here's what I'm going to say, and here's how I'm going to say it. And he goes, okay. There was no backstabbing. There was no subterfuge. I was just being upfront.
Everything that happens on the show is so harmless that literally, if he just didn't listen, he wouldn't even know. I mean, he might get a few tweets or something. My point is that it's a lot easier to just turn the show off and not pay attention to it, and you're not going to get hurt because we're not, what we're saying isn't going to hurt you.
Steve didn't like that we made fun of him for saying that in the back office he made a joke or comment or whatever the hell he was trying to say that he has slept with more women than Will and I combined, which was a funny, douchey thing to say. And then we brought it up.
More douchey than funny.
We brought it up on the air. Steve ran in and had all the mic time in the world to what? I don't understand. I mean, if he can't handle that, is that the level of ball busting that he can't handle?
That's what we're dealing with.
Then his balls are made out of little itty bitty porcelain eggs. I don't know what to say.
It always comes back to food with you, doesn't it?
You can't eat porcelain, I tried.
And then I was trying to think about who else we've really hit hard on the show. I mean, Lisa G, we probably hit a little hard, and I acknowledge that. We've laid off for a few weeks. DePace gave me a whole lecture last week about, what an asshole I've been to him. So I'm calming down with him, too. But Steve, I don't think we've done anything to. And then the rest of the guys, John Hein, I don't think we've done anything to him. He's like, John Hein, and JD are so angry with you guys.
Yeah, no.
JD kind of came in here and aired it out.
John Hein, who knows what's going on in his fucking head.
Got it immediately. He gets the show immediately now. I mean, he doesn't hate the show at all.
So Steve can say he's talking for lots of people.
Oh,
he's speaking for lots of people, but he's speaking for himself.
Hold on. You know what? I should get to that line. Hold on. I highlighted one more line I want to hit. And I believe this is directed solely at me, Will, at this point. I'm not trying to tell you what to do or judge you, but I am saying this is too much for me now. The person that I'm watching you become on air scares me, and I want you to know that. Dude, I am the same on air and off air. I don't understand. Everything I say about people on this show, I've said in the back office. Yeah. That's my thing. And if you don't like it, I get it. But I don't want to be the guy that acts one way in the office and then comes on air and acts a completely different way. And obviously I'm more verbose on the air, but I have never said anything on this show that I wouldn't say directly to somebody's face anywhere.
Yeah. And then the other point is, I think he thinks we go out of our way to see if there's, is he making a douchey comment? Let's listen to everything he says with a filter. When that's not it.
No.
If we're having a conversation and I hear something and it just strikes me as, wow, that's kind of a weird thing to say, that's when we bring it up.
Let me rank the weird people in the office that I keep an eye on. John Hein, number one. He gives, and the reason I do is because he comes off as so normal, and then, he's one of the crazier people in the back office. Obviously, JD. Sound Richard, I always have my ears and eyes open for. Once in a while, Steve says something that makes the air, sometimes he doesn't. Like, he's not on or off my radar.
My favorite line in this 3-page letter was, he's talking about, you've changed it or you trashing people. And he goes, it is not making you cooler. The jackets, Geek Time producing, running the website, helping your friends. That's the stuff that makes you cool.
Thank you.
I just want to say the jackets definitely do not make you cooler.
I believe John Hein said the jacket is like my Superman cape, and I love that. I
want to see you wear those in the July heat.
Steve is more than welcome to come down here and talk to us man to man.
Steve also had a lot of theories about me and JD and how I treat him, but without even talking to JD about anything, Steve Roast, JD, like a 33-year-old man who doesn't need to be pitied, came in here and handled this situation himself. He doesn't need Steve Brandano looking out from Ben Bardo.
He said everybody's talking behind our backs and saying how much they hate us.
Let me get to that part of the
And I think he was talking about you more in that one, but
probably.
I'm still waiting. We're talking to people, and I wish anybody that feels that way is welcome to come down here and talk about it.
Well, that's the whole point, right?
Open mic.
Anytime.
Yeah, of course.
Anybody can come down here during these 2 hours and air.
Hold on, I'm still reading.
Air what?
Their frustrations.
And this was another thing he wrote that really annoyed me, and I did talk to him about it this morning. I don't want to talk about there's some stuff in here I actually don't want to talk about, but he basically says that he has to defend me to his friends. They go, when I'm asked about you by my friends or whoever, I always say Jason has been nothing but cool to me. He's helped me get to where I am, and we're good friends. And all that is true. But at some point, I have to say that I can't be friends with someone who tries to hurt this many people and doesn't care about them. Steve, if you think this horribly about me, then you really shouldn't be my friend. And I don't say that lightly. I love Steve. But if you really think that's the kind of person I am, then how could you in good conscience be friends with me?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, listen.
It's kind of sad. I don't like that part.
I don't like that part either. That was very upsetting.
This letter was a little gave us all a little bit of a buzzkill this morning. And
total. Jesus.
I don't know where things left. He doesn't want to come down here. So
let's go to the audience. Mike in Massachusetts. Welcome to Back Office Radio. Mike?
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now. Can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Matt, not Mike. But
file that under who gives a shit.
Fuck you, Teddy. I just want to say that this is the best show on these channels besides Howard. You guys, Will and Jason are great together on the air. You guys got to be on Friday mornings instead of that horrible Jay Thomas. I mean, get him off of there.
Stop it. However, Jay Thomas, because he's going to threaten, he's going to throw a chair at my head if I mention his fucking name. Jay Thomas' show is great. Shuli's great on Lyra. But we will be talking about whether or not we should or can move Back Office Radio and how everyone here feels about that. Jay in Boston, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up?
Hey, my day's already brighter. I love listening to JD battle the English language. It's probably one of my favorites on the Howard channels. I just wanted to say, I got a couple things. I'll be really quick. I just wanted to tell you, even though I hold a serious dislike for Jason, I love this fucking show. I don't know if my dislike for Jason is weaning or anything, but this, like the last guy said, this is the best show outside of Howard's show. I love it. You guys do a really good job.
Thank you, man. That's awesome.
Very nice.
Steve doesn't think so, but
I feel bad. I love Stevie, so I hope he doesn't hate me.
Were there tears on your letter, by the way, Jason?
When I talked to Steve, it was weird because it almost felt like
it's your letter. It's mayonnaise.
Fuck you. Hold on.
Are you hurt?
I gotta go. I gotta go write a letter to you.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about this on the air. I'm gonna go write you an email. And you could read it on the way home.
When we come back, we're going to really start the show, right? I mean, none of this was planned. This is kind of like 40 minutes of just stuff that came up this morning.
We're going to talk about Steve and the Black Keys. Steve, he likes to tell people how to run their shows. And JD versus Jason, we already kind of hit. So when we come back, let's nominate Douche of the Weeks. Let's talk about what's going on in the back office. Let's talk about whether or not we should move Back Office Radio to an earlier time. And let's not let a few things slip by that came out on the air this week involving Ronnie and Scott, two separate stories that Howard needs to hit on Monday when we come back after Thanksgiving. You're listening to Back Office Radio only on Howard 101.
You're listening to Back Office Radio with Will and Jason on Howard 101. Gaining self-confidence from our sport jackets since 2012. Back Office Radio with Will and Jason.
Addicted to that Twitter.
Oh, who are these guys?
They should be on your Howard Stern show tomorrow. When I'm in charge, things are going to change around here.
Welcome back to Back Office Radio. I am Jason Kaplan, and Will Murray, and Teddy Knitter, and Al Ragone, and Ryan the intern, and Jim the producer are all here.
Full house.
Full house. Hey, we've been getting some great tweets. You could call us 888-STERN-101. That's 888-783-7610. I'm on Twitter at SiriusJ. Will's on Twitter at Merman78. Ted, what's your thing? Ted Microphone?
At Ted Microphone.
What's wrong with you?
I'm freezing.
You look like you have AIDS.
Thanks.
I think there's room in this jacket for both of us, actually.
Well, my AIDS versus your cancer. Let's go.
My cancer's gone, thank you very much.
Let me read some tweets here.
Steve when I need him to protect me.
From Bill, the pace is douche of the century. From Felicia, God, I really need to laugh. This has been one of the worst, most high-stress weeks I've had in a while. Please make me laugh. I hope we made you laugh, Felicia. From Dane, Back Office Radio is great. Ball busting is the secret to the whole Howard empire. Fuck, you figured out our secret. Joe says Jason is still a douchebag with an exclamation point.
Mm-hmm.
Joey says, I paid $50,000 to punch Kaplan. Can I pay with a third-party check post-dated? No. You could PayPal. We could do a certified
Cash
money
only.
order or cash only, homie. And Pac said, Jason, you sound like a coked-up Fozzie Bear. Let me tell you something. Fozzie Bear is the fucking shit. But, and I will take that as a compliment. Thank you, sir. All right, well, we blew up the whole show basically with that whole first segment, but I think it was worth it.
I thought it came across well. I was worried that, it was just going to get very ugly, but, like you said, if you're honest, you put your feelings out there,
right.
I think it comes across to the audience.
I think so too, and let's move on now to hurting people's feelings when we nominate people for Douche of the Week.
Douche of the Week.
Now, Teddy, I see you didn't write in any nominations, so let's start with you. Do you have a Douche of the Week?
Yeah, I got a Douche of the Week. My Douche of the Week is Ronnie Mund, because lately his go-to joke with me is, look out, here comes Mr. Punchy Punch. And, for example, and he fucking did it with Howard. Like, so Howard's leaving work one day, and they're walking out of the compound, and everybody kind of stiffens up when Howard walks by, because you just don't want to, piss him off anyhow. So I was by the door, I held the door, and Ronnie comes out and goes, be careful, Howard, he might punch you. And it's just like great impression.
Isn't he the guy that threatened to slap the shit out of his girlfriend too?
Who?
Remember
Ronnie? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't remember. Well, I'd love to back
No,
him
he said
up.
if she said something to him, if she said something back to him.
Oh, yeah, he slapped her. It was at the block party.
Yeah,
It was at the block party. Yes, he did say that. He didn't actually hit her, I don't think.
So anyway, I just don't
Behind closed doors.
I don't like him painting any picture to Howard of me, and therefore now I'm a violent person. We're about to go to this Christmas party, and I guarantee the go-to joke for, everybody with my wife will be like, look out, they're going to start punching each other.
I've been working on a punchy punch dance. I hope to start a craze at the Christmas party.
Yeah, and then in fact, anybody who's upset with Jason for the show can just punch him at the Christmas party, and we can call it that.
Somebody had a great idea if Teddy started doing personal appearances, he could just box women. That would be his whole thing.
I'm in, totally, yeah.
All right, so Ronnie is
my
Douche of the Week.
All right, beautiful. Will, you want to go next?
Sure. I was originally going to name Lisa G Douche of the Week, a tepid Douche of the Week, because earlier in the week we were talking about, she was doing a story with me. She goes, oh, you're a segment producer. And I said, no, actually we call ourselves producers now, Jason and I. And for some reason that bothered her.
Yeah, she called me about it.
She was really irritated by that.
Yeah.
And she did it in that kind of passive aggressive way. So she calls Jason, she goes, oh, tell me congratulations on your job title change. and you tell the story from there.
I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, Will said you guys are producers now. I go, Lisa, we've always been producers. She goes, when I first met you, you were a segment producer.
But that's only because we called ourselves segment producers. We have called it. nobody's come up with these titles for us.
Years ago, Howard said, call yourself whatever you want. I don't care as long as you do your job. So when we came to Sirius and they made us business cards, Will and I think I put segment, you put associate, or maybe we both put the same thing. And this time we ran out of business cards after 6 years. And when we got new ones, I said, no, just put producer on it because that's what I am, a producer.
We're producers.
And it was funny because Gary looked at it when the cards came in. He goes, if you're a producer, what am I? And I said, you're the executive producer.
Yeah, you always got to talk him up. I was thinking about the same thing. Oh shit, we're going to steal Gary's title. We got to make him king or something.
But he loved it. He's like, yes, I am the executive producer. And,
but it seemed to bother her for whatever reason.
Oh, she wants to know if there was money involved with the title change and if duties have...
Well, exactly, because she's kind of belittling that we're calling ourselves producers, but that's fine.
That's fine.
But it's kind of a weak douche of the week.
Okay.
And also, I saw for some reason, I'm telling you, I had to share this yesterday. I saw Lisa G, and I really got her as hot yesterday. I don't know what it was.
You could catch glimpses of her.
I know. Teddy's giving me eyes.
No.
25 years ago.
Was she
I
walking?
saw it. No, she had this hot little outfit on, and she was playing with her hair, and I go, God damn, she's striking me the right way today, man. So we've been on better terms. I don't want to ruin that. So, but after this fucking letter from Brandano, he is definitely my
douche of the week.
So as I said earlier in the show, I was going to name myself Douche of the Week because I listened back to the wrap-up show and I was a total fucking douche on it. And not that JD wasn't. I'm not saying that. I'm not apologizing necessarily for being angry at JD, but I said things that I don't like to say and I didn't come off well. But I got to tell you, Steve's ruined my whole fucking morning. He just ruined my whole morning. I came into work whistling and eating and looking forward to doing our fun little radio show. And now I'm sitting here going,
You whistle and eat at the same time?
I can do it. No, I whistle until I start eating. I'm misspeaking. It's hard for me not to say Steve is douche of the week because right now, I really feel like he's a douche. I'm pissed at him for bumming me out all day, bumming me out about my show, our show, bumming me out about everything.
Yeah,
and quite frankly, as lovingly written as his email was and as verbose as it was, he's still not being honest. In my opinion, I don't want to create thoughts and put it in his head as he claims that we do here. I do not believe he was being honest in that letter. I think he has personal issues that relate to him and this show, and his letter tried to portray that he's out to protect the office and us.
Right. No, he has an image, I believe, that he wants to protect.
Right.
As whatever it is, for ladies or whatever, and whenever we disturb that. If we, shit on that image, then that's when he gets upset.
So, Steve, for telling Howard how to better produce his show and for telling us how to better produce our show, I double down with Will and I name you our
douche of the week.
Now, listen, if Steve stops being friends with me because we named him douche of the week, what kind of friends were we?
How are you feeling about this right now? Do you think we're the friendship's over right now? For a while, at least? Or temporarily?
I think the ball is all in Steve's court because I don't think I'm being I'll speak for myself. I don't think I've said or done anything to Steve on air or off air that I regret.
Yeah.
So if he has an issue with it and it's going to ruin our friendship, then that's, I guess, mostly on him. But more so, I feel that he's ready to jump ship because he fears what we might say in the future. And that I can't talk. That's ridiculous. You either trust us and we're friends or you don't trust us and we're not friends. Steve, thinking this isn't a threat. I'm just saying, there's a lot of shit we could talk about on this show that revolves around you that would be fascinating
about
to the
everybody,
audience.
though.
About everybody, about every single person here. But Will and I have a line. And we know what it is, and we have a good sensibility. And that's why, Tim trusts us behind the microphone barely, but trust us.
That's why there's Jim here in the corner to make sure Jim's say anything stupid.
Jim's got an M16 pointed at us.
You can censor it immediately.
A dump button the size of Atlanta back there. And our air horn from Al and...
I think everything's going to be fine. I think everybody just needs a vacation. Obviously, it's been 10 weeks straight on the air of
I think he's high right
frustration.
Now,
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No, I'm saying everything's going to be fine when we get back. Literally, I think Steve just above all had a very emotional week.
Hey, Chris in New Jersey, you say you're my friend?
Well, we talked last night about the theory, and it played out today. Your romantic comedy.
Oh, this is Chris. Yeah, so Chris is a friend of mine in New Jersey. Chris, can I say what you do?
Sure.
Chris is a comic book artist. He letters, he draws, he makes incredible comic books. He wrote Geek Time into an issue of Spider-Man. And Chris had an interesting theory on JD.
Oh, okay.
And it all played out today pretty much the way he said it was. Chris, you want to run it down real quick?
Basically, I would say this was like a Jennifer Aniston romantic comedy. You guys hated each other at first, and then at some point he would make some grand gesture to show his true love. He'd finally realize that he loved you, and then, obviously we ended with that exact thing happening, which is kind of creepy.
He broke mine and JD's relationship down into a 3-arc story, from a romantic comedy, and he predicted that JD and I would make up before the show was over today.
I think JD made up more because he just wants out. He doesn't want to be yelled at anymore than it's because he's, discovered that he really loves you again.
Chris, you'll go on record and say you're my friend?
Of course.
Look at that. Hey, Chris, what are you working on right now? What should everyone look out for in the comic book
something
stores?
nerdy.
Yeah, definitely. Amazing Spider-Man number 700, the final issue.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nailed that one.
Will's getting a boner.
I'm only on number 13.
Chris, thanks very much, man. I appreciate it. It's very brave of you to say you're my friend. Brett in Massachusetts, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hey, guys. How we doing?
Doing good.
One nominated douche of the week.
What do you got?
I got JD for that whole first 25-minute segment of this show. You know what? The I love you crap has to stop. The word is overused in the English language. It's worse than the word literally.
Well, do you think he loves me? Let's ask. Do you think he loves me?
No, not a snowball chance in hell. Will
Okay.
just said it. He nailed it. He just didn't want to have to listen to the crap anymore.
Listen, JD's good at giving
He
up.
is
Just
my-
look at him.
I mean, realistically, we could be the douche of the century, but we're not allowed to say that. But
That's great, man. That's great. Well, you know, somebody brought up on the phone that maybe we should move the show to an earlier time, a better time, a drive time.
Yes.
Time. When we come back, I want to discuss this because not everyone back here agrees. In fact, I have no idea what you think. I know what I think. I know what Teddy thinks.
Someone on the team is not a team player, Jason.
We have a we're like the Jets back here. We have
Right.
It's exactly what you're
we have unnamed sources
You're like
going
a giant
to
jet. You are. Yeah.
He's Rex Ryan.
I'm Rex Ryan, and you're the unnamed source.
You're welcome.
Bashing Tebow. Give us a call, 888-STERN-101. You are listening to Back Office Radio only on Howard 101.
This is Back Office Radio with Will and Jason on Howard 101. Back Office Radio with Will and Jason. The only place where douches vote for the best, douche.
Whoa. We are the douches that pick other douches. That is true. Welcome back to Back Office Radio. You can give us a call, 888-STERN-101, 888-783-7610. This is the show where honesty is appreciated and expected at all times. Let me read some tweets real quick. This is from Jeremy. Jason, I will have to say I didn't like you, but today I heard a different side of you, and you're not so bad. You have grown on me. From the Reverend, I think Steve is douche of the week. He needs to do what JD did today and grow backbone and shut the fuck up. Ryan in Raleigh says, way to man up, JD. Jason, way to do the right thing and cut JD some slack. Proud of you both. And from Chi-Town, Back Office Radio is the best show on
Chi-Town.
Chi-Town?
Chi-Town?
What is it, a tea fucking
Exactly.
company?
I don't know. It just says Chi-Town. I'm not going to read the whole freaking
CHI,
name.
right?
Yeah, CHI Town.
Yeah, Chicago.
Chi-Town. Chi-Town. Chi-Town.
Chi-Town.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, Back Office Radio is
my wife drinks.
It's the best show on 101. I used to hate you, but I'm coming around. Well done. Hashtag fuck Teddy. See, listen, I can't just be the only guy
How
that gets
sweet.
negative shit. So, you know, we were talking about earlier in the show. You know, we know Pharrell's leaving the channels at some point, and there might be an opportunity to shake, as Pharrell would say, shake some things up. Shake it up. And move some things around the schedule. So I flippantly said last week, hey, you know, what if we move this to like Thursday morning or Friday morning into a time slot where people, you know, might actually be in their cars and hear us. And you know, and I know we're at Sirius. I know you have to look at radio a whole different way, but prime time for radio is between 6 and 10 in the morning. So to me, it would be doing like holy shit, we're doing a morning radio show.
Be crazy.
Be crazy. So I threw it out to the room. I said, if the opportunity presents itself, I think it would be a good thing to do. I would like to do it. Should we say something? And Teddy immediately.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Go fuck yourself.
Right. That was the attitude. We said, oh, this would be awesome. We could do a show in the morning.
Right. We're prime time
And Teddy
right
rolled
now.
it and goes,
We're prime time right now on the West Coast.
You mean I have to get up at like 7 o'clock?
All right. Well, my vote is let's do it at night. I say we do it at 7 o'clock at night.
Ted, your actual
Prime
quote
time
was,
radio.
we're in the minor leagues and we shouldn't be moving up to the big leagues.
I also said, look, relax, everybody. This show is a fucking hobby. All right. We all have fucking jobs to do here in the first place. All right. None of us.
This is part of our job.
None of us are taking Howard's chair in 3 years. So let's just focus on why
Listen,
we're really here and do this little hobby
First of all, that's
show
not fair
on
to say.
Thursdays.
Yes, of course, no one here is taking Howard's show.
We don't have to be fucking 6 a.m. All right. I say we're 6 at night.
I was saying 7, but we'll talk for a second.
All right.
The bigger point is that we've basically, like, Jason and I came up with the concept of the show. He said, you know who would be great? Teddy has he's a funny guy and he has some great throwaway lines and he'd just be a good voice to have on the show. And it's like every step of the way we had to drag you kicking and screaming to be on like a cool show and just throw in some shitty lines every once in a while.
Look, I'm not kicking and screaming. I'll do whatever you guys want ultimately. But if you want my opinion, I gave it to you. I'd rather be on at night or right where we are.
Forget the hobby.
But it's because you don't want to get up early.
It's
not because it's too big for us.
Why don't you want to go on at night?
I would go on whenever. I mean, if we think it's a good time, we'll do the night.
I do night, but I just think morning's prime time for radio. And
what's wrong with noon?
Because there's nothing wrong with noon.
Exactly. We're happy to be on this channel.
If we're in this time slot for the rest, I'd be thrilled. But
sounds good to me.
Just say, do you not want to come? Just answer this question honestly.
Yes.
Do you not want to move the show to the morning?
You have families. I have a nightlife. So no, I don't want to be here at fucking.
Try to keep your comments to yourself.
Thank you.
So let me ask you a question.
So no, whatever. But it's your show. So
I know
exactly.
a hobby you have been working on is trying to open up and run a bar.
Yeah.
Now you realize that when you open up a business like that's a 24/7.
23
job
hours a day
for the first 10 years of business.
Yeah, and you want me to do a radio show at 5:30 in the morning?
No, that's not the point.
No, we don't think you can handle.
It's more about the work ethic in general.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. Thanks for that. I have a lot of help. I'm not doing it by myself.
You know, I just thought the observation I had this morning when I came in here this afternoon was like, you have like a stack of papers in front of you, a computer. I have the same, and then there's just nothing in front of Teddy.
What are you
wait, here's his emergency box.
I got a flashlight. I got iWatch.
Well, I'll try to tweet out a picture of that.
Dude, wake up. You're 35 years old.
Get your life together.
I sound like his parents, I guess.
I feel bad for
You sound like Jason on the wrap-up show yesterday. Actually, I think I'm fine. I read over the rundown on the Google Doc that we all share, and
But are you happy to be part of this?
I'm thrilled to be part of this. If you don't want me to be part of it,
stop.
just say
That's not the point. That's not what
because
the
I
point.
don't have little fucking Easter eggs with goddamn pieces of paper.
No,
because
it's because
I know what the show's about, and I'm ready, and I'm listening. I pay attention, and there's my comment.
Stop. It's because when we say, hey, we have an opportunity possibly to move into a very cool time slot, you say, oh, it's going to fuck up my Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get up.
Which is a
early in the morning.
joke, kind of.
You said you warned us that the studio will smell of whiskey, and I'm not sure how that's any different.
Again, another joke.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Opportunity is
I'm
a
just
hipster's
saying,
kryptonite.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You really are, in the original Office, in from England, the BBC one.
Yeah.
The Jim from Britain, is offered an opportunity to get a promotion, and he turns it down because he doesn't want it. He's like, I have no ambition. I have no social mobility.
I'm very happy I'm content. Estoy contento. Let's just, let's go into the holiday season happy.
Did you sleep at our Moldred Summit the other day?
No.
Okay.
No, but what he did tell me is he sat far enough away that he couldn't even read the board.
I came in.
I couldn't see one word.
I came in late because I have work to do right after the show. But I got in there late, and I made the mistake of just flying into any old seat. And when I sat down, I looked at the screen, and I was like, I should have sat a lot closer.
All right. We know what Teddy thinks. I think if the opportunity does present itself, I would love to move this show to a 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. slot in the morning. Will, what do you think?
Yeah, it would be a great opportunity. Of course, it's intimidating. I mean, you're in the big leagues at that point, and I don't know if this is a big league show. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and I think people like it, because it's almost like a, secret show. But, fuck it. You got to take the chance if you get it, right?
Al, our board up. What do you think, brother?
I'm down for it because it means that if the show's earlier, it'll end earlier, and when we go to the diner, that's prime lunchtime, so the food will come out a lot faster. Because we're going later in the afternoon.
I like the way you're thinking, Al. I like that food first. Jim, you want to shout an answer?
There's Jason.
Jim, our producer.
Jim doesn't care either. Yeah.
No, mornings are. I'm doing mornings now, so it's
awesome. Fine.
Holy cow!
But I told you when we talked about it, I said I think 9 o'clock is perfect.
Yeah,
9 o'clock's a good one.
All right, I can handle that.
I can handle it. Talk about an Occupy Wall Street mentality. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not alpha male.
There's still 6 other nights you can go out, right?
I know.
I can see why you drove Artie so crazy.
Wednesdays are good, man.
Wednesdays are good, man.
Oh my God, you are so funny. I would love to hear what you think. Give us a call, 888-STERN-101, 888-783-7610, or
by the way, all that being said, this is why we love Teddy.
Yeah,
I mean, this is exactly why we want to know this.
And you know what? Teddy, you can't ever. You're my wife's favorite part of the show. I think she likes you more than she likes me on the show. Every time I come home, I'm like, "Hey, did you listen to Back Office Radio?" She's like, Teddy's really funny. I'm like, yeah.
Well,
he's all right.
Thanks. I'm only funny between noon and 2.
that the problem? He's hung over the rest of the day.
I'm just forewarning you. I will be
Just a
very,
little bump right before the show starts.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Joking.
Let's take some calls real quick. I know you guys didn't call to give your opinion on this, but Tom in Missouri, what do you think? Should we move the show earlier or stay where we are?
That depends. Staying where you are is a little more easier to get to sometimes. Otherwise, Friday morning would be better.
Okay, and what else did you want to say about Back Office Radio?
Douche of the Week, Steve Brandano. He talks about all sorts of BS on his show. What's wrong with you guys talking about him on your show?
I don't know, and I'm going to cut you up, but I have a very good friend here at work. Her name is Kim. And
I know that was in JD's arsenal, by the way, today. If things had gotten ugly.
What's he going to say? You have a crush on Kim? Is that what was he going to say? Whatever. Anyway.
She's your second wife. We know that.
Yeah.
Or I would almost argue first wife, but.
Yeah. And we have sex about the same amount of time.
Oh
boy. I'm just kidding. But Kim is a very good friend of mine, and she is a back office person. She doesn't look to be on the air or on camera, but she works in our office a lot. She's up here all the time. And so when you walk into the Viper's Nest, that is the Howard Stern office, you, at any given moment, anything you say or act can get on the air. Steve gave ample time for an intern to bash her on the show a year ago or two. And I felt horrible for it. Now, again, I like honesty. If the intern doesn't like Kim, and he wants to say, hey, I don't like him, all right, fine. But this intern read a fucking letter. Steve loves letters. This intern read like a soliloquy about a girl who is not on the air, who had no way to know that she was being talked about and to call in and defend herself in any way. But no, Steve is protecting the little guy in the back office. Never forget that. His friends anyway, not my friends.
And how can you hate her? Because she all she does is bake delicious goodies for us in the back office.
Right, she feeds Jason like one of those whales at fucking SeaWorld.
Stay on my good. It's so easy to stay on my good side. It's like ridiculous that I ever have fights. Anyway, I don't know why I brought that up, but I was still angry about the whole thing.
Wow, venting.
Always.
Defend my loved one.
Hey, look, so I want to do a fat guy segment because we are coming up upon the greatest fat guy holiday of all time, all year. It is my favorite holiday, and I believe it might be yours, even though you're not a fat guy. It is Thanksgiving. Now, can we have a little fat guy intro, please?
And now, the Fat Guy Minute.
So Thanksgiving this year, which again is the fat holiday, is the fat man's holiday, is very important to me. And I need to have, okay, I need to eat certain foods on Thanksgiving or else it's not Thanksgiving. I need to have the turkey. I need to have the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows on top. I need to have the stuffing. I need to have really good bread, dinner rolls. A pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
That's just like, if one of those items are missing, Thanksgiving's broken.
It's not Thanksgiving.
There's some food I could do without.
Have you ever beaten off thinking about food, honestly?
No, I swear. In fact, one time I saw, there's porn that has food in it.
I mean, you talk so passionately about it.
Yeah.
That it makes me think that it's possible.
No, I'm soft. Touch me.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. So am I.
You're soft all over, by the
way. Foods I could do without on Thanksgiving are like green bean casserole.
It's all right.
Carrots. Yeah. Oh, I love mashed potatoes.
Any vegetable, basically.
Pretty much any vegetable.
Healthy, nothing.
Oh, Ryan, can you call that number, please?
What about butter or mayonnaise? Like, what's the...
What about
you don't put mayo on
how
the
much do you think you'll consume on Thursday of Thanksgiving?
No, the mayo will be consumed on Friday afternoon and morning because I'll be taking the cold turkey and making the sandwiches. And yes, those sandwiches will have cheese and mayo and ketchup and all the goodies on it. Butter, salt. I love it all. So this year, my brother, who is, serious stockbroker type guy, he just
you're younger than you?
3 years younger than me.
Oh, wow.
And he just bought a house in Boston, and he's married, and he's having Thanksgiving this year. And my brother and his wife are total foodies. They cook all the time. They go out to eat all the time. So Thanksgiving, I'm not that worried about Thanksgiving. I have a feeling that their food is going to be fine. But it is scary to go to some new place for people who have never hosted Thanksgiving before. What if they fuck up my Thanksgiving? Like, what if I get up there and the food's no good, or there's not enough, or they don't have the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows? Like, I really am anxious about this.
This is what Teddy refers to as a first world problem.
Yeah, first world problem. No, actually, Jason, no, I know you. We all know you. And how are you even going to stay out of the kitchen and let them just cook? You're going to be in their face. Like,
because it's Boston. I'm going to get up there Wednesday afternoon. I'm not going to have my
shit. You're going to be in the kitchen helping out. I think.
You'll not be hanging out with Brandano.
Really? You're going to be so close. You're not going to hang out?
Nah, I'll go to Malden and hang with Tommy.
Oh, boy.
Well, now on the phone.
What did you do wrong?
Now on the phone, a very special guest to Back Office Radio, my brother, Michael Kaplan. Michael, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Michael, you
I really appreciate the introduction about how you're so scared about what I'm going to make for Thanksgiving.
It's not you. It's just any place. If anybody was hosting Thanksgiving for the first time, I'd be worried about it. It's a big holiday. There's a lot of food. There's a lot of people.
You have to feed Jason.
And you have to feed me. Mike is not as fat as I am, but he's not really fat at all, I guess. Are you fat? What's your deal? Sometimes you go up and down.
I go up and down. It's been a year since my wedding, so I put a few of those pounds back on.
What are you at? If you don't mind.
Probably about, I'm 6'1", probably about 235.
All right, well, I'm 5.
He's catching up.
I'm 5'10", 265. Yeah, he's the skinny one in the family. Mike, what's the deal? Are we going to have sweet potatoes with marshmallows on top?
So I'm really upset you started with that one because that's the one that where I was going to do a little bit of a
what?
Switch up, and I was going to do sweet potato fries, French fries.
No,
nice, nice. Healthier. It's healthier. It's healthier.
Boo.
Think about it. You have to weigh less when you come back on Monday.
No, I don't.
Yes.
I don't care.
Howard wants you to weigh less.
I don't care.
So sweet potato fries.
Can't you just bring up your own marshmallows? And eat those on the side?
Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm going to have to make my own. Or, Mom, if you're listening, can you make them and bring them up? Because, what the fuck, dude? Seriously? No.
Dude, it's not an ice cream shop, you fat fuck.
The one thing you may have not noticed for the last, I don't know, the 30 years we've been having Thanksgiving together is you're the only one who eats that. by the end of dinner, but nobody else likes
You're not stuffing the turkey with ice cream? That's ridiculous.
Thanksgiving ruined already. But what else, Mike? I mean, I don't even want to go on anymore.
Awesome. He doesn't want to go.
Teddy, let's not move the show in the morning anymore.
You're so depressed now.
Can I change my douche of the week?
Have Brandano write him a letter.
All right, let Michael talk. What's up, Mike?
What I'd say is that to defend myself in general, I cook everything from scratch, and I've been working on a spreadsheet and a shopping list for 2 weeks. All right, I've got. You can ask my wife. I've got an Excel spreadsheet about when we need to cook things, when it needs to be put into the oven, and I think you'll be happy with the overall menu. Okay. So, for appetizers, first of all...
we're going to hear it. Okay, good, okay.
Oh, yeah, I got the whole menu. So, for appetizers, there's a great little cheese shop, Fromagerie, around the corner that does imported meats and cheeses, and we're going to have a little cheese and meat plate.
Like that a lot?
We're going to have the traditional cocktail shrimp, otherwise Mom won't come.
Yeah, sure, make her favorite. Okay, next. No, that's good. I love cocktail shrimp.
I'm going to make our father's famous chopped liver, which is
that's disgusting.
Crowd pleaser.
I'd eat it.
I have to say, hey, Mike, hold on one second. My dad makes a lot of disgusting, like, old world Jewish food, like kashka varnica and...
What the hell is that?
I don't even know.
Isn't that like a chainsaw company?
And but I have to say, he does make chopped liver, and it's actually very, very good. All right? Michael?
We're just going to have regular chips and dips and dipping vegetables. Which, I guess they're probably not but there'll be plenty of ranch dressing for that, so don't worry about it.
Beautiful.
We're doing deviled eggs and pigs in a blanket.
Hold on a second. I love deviled eggs. What are we doing with the deviled eggs? Let's just lay it out. Are we putting some spices in it? Are we doing it straight? How are we doing the deviled eggs?
Hard boiled the eggs, mix the yolks with some mayo, some mustard.
Yes.
And then we'll probably put some paprika, maybe, I don't know, something else.
Little cayenne?
Yeah, we can do cayenne.
All right, I'm moving. Hey, when you cut them and you present them, what you should do is take some I can't think of it all of a sudden.
Mayonnaise?
No, yes. He already said mayo.
Oh, okay.
Why can't I think of the name all of a sudden? The green onion that looks like a long stalk.
Scallion.
And then use your scissors and cut them up and put the little scallion. By the way, you're in the middle of a fat guy segment here on Back Office Radio.
Sounds like a fucking negotiation.
It's a hot negotiation.
I mean, oh my god. Also, Jason can eat with you.
Just for the record, that's 8 appetizers for 9 people.
That's amazing. All right, I'm coming. No, I meant now. No. All right, so quickly, Mike, I'm assuming turkey, right?
Yes.
Mashed potatoes?
Stuffing, mashed potatoes, very traditional mashed potatoes, dinner rolls.
Good.
Probably side salad. We're going to do some braised asparagus, a gravy casserole. It's going to be very traditional. There's been talks of possibly doing a lobster mac and cheese.
Ooh, whoa. Now, if lobster mac and cheese replaces sweet potatoes with marshmallows, I'll be okay.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you approve. And then you and everyone else who's coming is in charge of dessert, but I know we're having homemade apple pie and homemade baked pumpkin pie. Excuse me.
Wow.
We're making a chocolate bourbon pecan pie.
I'm delicious. I'm in.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, real quick question. So, what do you think of Jason on the show? Do you think he's changed since growing up together?
That's a really good question. It's hard, to be kind of in the middle of everything. I don't know. I think, I definitely noticed a change since the Lexapro. 80% of that's for the better. Sometimes I think he gets a little too far off the rails. I think he realized he went a little too far off the rails this week. But no, I think in general it's been a great improvement in his life. I think, Jason has a very good head on his shoulders about his position in the show and when we're together outside, and he knows that, without Howard, it doesn't matter that much. And no, I think he's kept a pretty level head for the entire time.
Now, you guys here think I'm a good arguer on the wrap-up show sometimes, or on Howard's show, or even on this show. But Michael has seen me. The reason I am a good arguer is because I have cut my chops growing up with my mother.
Your mother. Our biggest fan, by the way.
Yes, and Mike, I mean, you've been privy to some legendary fights between the two of us, correct?
I have.
Yes, and don't I usually come out on top?
You usually do, but usually at the expense of another 1% of your guys' relationship.
Right.
Yes,
I mean, there's
well,
always
fine.
tears at the end of these fights, right?
Oh, I'm usually laughing, so there's usually tears
She's
of
crying.
laughter. No, not recently. We've actually been really good lately, but Mike, we've had some bad ones.
Yes, and it's upsetting. You should be a little bit nicer to Mom, and she should be a little bit nicer to you.
Look at this. It's the Steve Brandano, the Kaplan family.
I like it.
I like it, too. All right, Michael, you have, I approve of your dinner. I will be coming up Wednesday, and I will be eating all your food.
And yet you are more than welcome to, and we're looking forward to it. Can I nominate my douche of the week?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay. My douche of the week is Howard Stern.
Oh, no. Mike, what are you doing? How
dare you?
Oh, is it because you want more of him, right? Yes, I agree with you. I hung up with him. Did you hang up on him? Yeah, I hung up on him.
God.
You could have heard that.
Maybe
I don't want him sabotaging our show.
Sabotage.
Maybe he stole one of your Lexapros.
We're,
Hold on. Can we just address Jason's Mason Dixon line on his neck hair, like where it starts? Where it's just,
he's got like the Simon Cowell shirt. It's open to his belly button.
It's raging today. It's like you can clearly see the transcontinental divide.
Right here.
Yeah, there's where the mountain ranges start.
That's the forest. Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you
It's
exactly.
delicious. It's so lush.
You see how long this is?
It is lush.
Once it turns into forest length, that's where I stop.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's like a scene from Game of Thrones.
You're certainly not fighting that stereotype at all, Jason.
So, Will, you are going to your brother's house, who is also newly
Maybe
married.
it's still up for discussion.
And are you looking forward to Thanksgiving?
I don't know. It's going to be tough. My brother had a baby last week. Hello, world, to little Oscar Murray.
Oh.
And, yeah, so if we have it at his house, I don't know. It just sounds like a nightmare being at a house with, a brand new baby and
You're a pro,
my little guy running
at that.
around.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, but my guy's like, he's a little older now. I mean, he's a maniac, but, and I can deal with him one-on-one. But then you throw another kid. I just think it's going to be an awful experience. But I'll do it if my parents want me to do it.
You just think it's going to be an awful experience. Yeah, Thanksgiving at your brother's house.
I'm looking forward to meeting Oscar.
What is going on?
that's sweet.
Oscar's your nephew.
Good name.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that the kid's name is Oscar Murray.
I think it is actually now. I double-checked because there was a picture posted somewhere and it had a different last name. It had his wife's last name. I was like, did they give the baby the wife's last name?
Right.
Because that ain't happening. What, are you kidding me? So I guess my brother actually grew a set, and they're going to stick with Murray. Thank God.
Thank
Murray
God.
name lives on.
I was doing a little
proudly.
I was doing a little Jay Leno thing there. I knew the story, but I was trying to lead into it. We have a voicemail. People could call and leave us voicemails at 347-781-4335. That's 347-781-4335. We want to hear from you either on voicemail or calling into the show, and we have some great calls up, and we're definitely going to get to them, so please hang on to the line. But Al, let's hear some of those voicemails.
Jason, you fat slob. You are pathetic. No wonder why no one likes you. All you do is bad talk and stab everybody in the back. And Will, boy, did the truth come out when you were drunk. What up, baby? How we doing? Like me? Yeah.
Jason, I got a love-hate relationship with you. I love you on the show. You're entertaining, you're witty, you're quick. But if I worked with you, I'd kill you. You're a kiss-ass, you're a backstabber, and you have no guts. Other than that, I love you.
That fat-ass Jason, that bald-headed Sully, they need to be thrown off the show. They're both fucking whiny-ass, dry-ass babies. They need to be down sucking Scott's the Pace's dick.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, I would just like to say, Jason, I thought you were a big fat pussy, but actually, you kind of, I kind of redeemed myself on you because you kind of stood up for yourself when you stayed home with your wife, which was, I thought pretty cool. But before that, I thought you were a big fat pussy with a big fat loud mouth.
Love the show. Can't believe I actually even like Jason, who I haven't ever liked. Although we could talk a little less. That's all. Keep it up. Good job.
Yeah, what's up, fellas? New York Nick. Just want to tell you that I'm loving the show, and I love Tracy Millman on your last show. We need more Millman all the time. I love the whole thing. Her attitude, her laugh, talk about her tits, the whole thing.
Yeah, this is Rob. My nomination for douche of the week is two people, Jason and Steve Brandano. And who the fuck is the Black Geese?
Jason Kaplan is the fucking man because he smokes all the weed. JD, you're lame. Smoke weed, you'll be cool like Jason.
This is Back Office Radio with Will and Jason on Howard 101. We call bullshit on Lisa G's Double D's. Back Office Radio with Will and Jason.
Welcome back to Back Office Radio. If you'd like to call us and talk to us and join the conversation, it's 888-STERN-101. That's 888-783-7610. Got some nice and some not nice tweets coming in. Dan says, it's not just Jason, his whole family takes eating seriously.
That's true.
That is very true. From Matt, Back Office Radio is now the second best show on all of Howard's channels. Thank you very much. Douche of the Week from Hillary. She says it should be Lisa G. No one is looking for her cookie recipes.
Wow.
Jim McClure just tweeted out, and I retweeted over at Stern Show, me during the food conversation, and I was kicking my legs and humping the air.
It's the greatest thing ever.
It was crazy.
Doing all sorts of weird motions, but I do get excited when we talk about
You have
food.
like a big Sour Shoes jizz stain in your fucking pants now.
Swinging your legs like a little kid on a swing.
Michael on Twitter says Mason Dixon line chest hair. Ha 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 ha.
All right, take it easy.
Yeah, we got the laughs.
we got some deviled eggs recipes. Thank you for all the deviled eggs recipes. I appreciate it. I'm
What was
exhausted.
that?
I'm exhausted from this show. I'm exhausted from everything. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound.
At your way, I guess it's you get tired talking, huh?
Mike in Chicago. Welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hi, guys. Thanks for a great show. Hey, just real quick, but don't answer it. Think about it. How long do you have to listen until you can be a long-time listener? But two quick points. One, a serious eater and a fat person is someone that goes to a family dinner, eats Thanksgiving lunch, then goes to another dinner, but gets a couple sandwiches to eat on the way. That's a true healthy eater.
I agree with you, and unfortunately, Michael's the only one I know. My brother's the only person I know of in Boston, pretty much.
Have you ever done that, though, in the past? The double Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah. I used to go to friends' house to friends' house. My one friend had their things.
I used to go door to door.
Friend's house to
My
like a Girl Scout.
My one friend, I don't know what his parents' deal was, but they have like Thanksgiving like ass early, like 3:00. People are sitting down to eat dinner. So I go there, and then I come home and I eat dinner with my parents, and then I usually go out to find some other friend's house and eat dessert at their place. So yeah, I love it.
Okay,
I love
that's disgusting. Thank you.
Yeah, what's up, Mike?
Quick thing, guys, if I could. I think Ronnie has elevated himself past douche of the week. He's like the uncle who sits in the corner, drools, swears, and is just cussing. Reminds me of the guy from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, the old guy with the cigar. Hey, there's Laura. What are you doing now? And that's Ronnie. Nice tip. Hey, fuck off. That's Ronnie. And I think he should be the standard. Every douche of the week should strive.
Hey, Mike, our phone screener, Ryan, told us that you're actually a cop. You're in your car right now, and you hung up to pull someone over and then got right back on with us.
I'm a true douche. That's how I know what a douche is, yes.
I love that move. What'd you pull someone over for?
They were speeding.
Assholes. Were they really speeding, or was it just like you had your gun out and you're going to be a dick because you have a quota?
Oh, no, we don't have quotas in my department. I can write as many as I want. And this guy, what got me really was this guy is in an old squad car, so people see him doing 60 miles an hour in a 40, and they think he's the police, so they call my boss and yell at me, and then I get a lieutenant up my ass, and it isn't me.
Any chance you could fire your gun in the air right now?
Oh, my God.
Gee, not, but I can do just,
I like that.
Bona fide, guys.
Hey, Mike, hey, thanks a lot for being a fan of the show, and thanks for keeping Chicago safe.
You guys get better every week. Just keep it up.
Thank you, my man. Hey, we have everybody's favorite segment of the show. It's Page 69.
Page 69.
Because there hasn't been enough gossip all morning on this show. We now need to bring you some Page 6-like gossip we call Page 69. By the way, what is happening with Page 6? It's horrible.
I don't even open the New York Post anymore.
I have to say, I didn't think it was hard to do Page 6, but then Richard Johnson left and it went way downhill. Sucks. Page 69 is better now. I have a Page 69 story, and it involves J.D. Gary and John Hein. These three well-to-do gentlemen in Midtown Manhattan vastly overpay to get very expensive haircuts. They have Tony Coburn, who is Howard's hairstylist, come up once a month, and Gary and John get their haircuts from Tony at, I believe, $60 to $65 a pop. And J.D. has a publicist that sets him up for haircut appointments at some fancy schmancy salon that I believe if he was to pay full price would be about $100 haircut.
Wow.
But because he has it set up through a publicist, I think it's only a $30 or $40 haircut.
Ted, you met the girl, right? She's like super hot.
Yeah, oh my God. The one who cut his hair? Forget it. I think that's why he keeps going. It's not about the money.
So my Page 69 is Gary and John have a special hairstylist come up once a month to cut their hair.
Do you think they look good? The haircuts are worth the money?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest.
Softball.
Gary's hair looks good when he walks out of that room. John Hein looks like nothing happened. John Hein looks like the same exact person walking out of the room as he did walking into the room. He's got that spongy hair, and I don't think there's anything to do with it.
What does spongy mean?
I don't know. It's like fluffy. It's like a Floby type hair. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't ever look any different. Ever.
Okay.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. It looks the same as when he goes in.
And JD spends a lot. So everyone overpays for their haircut, in my opinion. I mean, that's crazy. I spend about $15 on my haircut. I don't know what you do, Will.
John Hein goes, hey, give me the Rachel Maddow.
Kidding. It's fucking hilarious.
Well, it's just funny because there's a massive poster of John Hein's TV show, promotional poster, right above where Jason sits. Yeah. So it's opposite John. And then, so, you know, it's like, that was obviously doctored a little bit. And
He had Alec Baldwin's hair in that freaking picture.
But I'm just saying, so it's you see the contrast right there. It's kind of, you know, in your face.
John's got a weird bald spot. And it's like, he's got like fluffy hair in the front of his head, but it's like, it's bald in one area. So if you look at him in a certain light or from a certain angle, you just see like a spotlight of baldness.
You know, we've been been warned about talking about people's haircuts here. David Height, and now John Hein. Okay. Be careful, please. Thank you.
What am I doing? I am creating thoughts and I'm taking ownership of other people's thoughts.
That's
I own my own thoughts
Jason.
here. Will, what do you have for Page 69? I know mine wasn't that exciting, but
all right, this one's interesting, and I can't even tell if it's shtick or not. But it's Richard Christie, so you never know with that guy. Mm-hmm. So he told me earlier this week that because the hurricane ruined Halloween for him, he couldn't celebrate Halloween, which is his favorite holiday on Earth. What is he, 5 years old? Mm-hmm. That he is now declaring war on Earth, and he is no longer recycling. He threw out his recycling can. He goes, "It's an eye for an eye. I'm not playing this game." So he's very angry at the Earth, and he's no longer recycling.
That'll show him.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. What the fuck does it even mean? I'm taking a revenge on Earth.
I know. How about declaring war on your body odor?
Doesn't he live in a high-rise, too? I think they go through all that garbage anyway. You just put it down and shoot. Believe me, everything else gets
that's the other thing.
recycled.
We live in New York. I mean, there's like these homeless rats that just go through and take every can out of every bag there is.
5 cent deposit on everything, so...
I hope that's... Hey, Richard, call in if you're listening. I'll run down here. What the fuck does that mean, war? It's got to be a joke. I'm not even going to...
That's the problem, though. With him, you just never know. It could be real.
He's an idiot.
Yes.
All right. Here on Howard 101 on Back Office Radio, there's a lot of things that happen during the week, and sometimes because the show isn't on as much, things slip through the cracks. They don't get enough attention put on them that we think they deserve. We have 2 stories this week. One of them's a news story from John Lieberman, and Al, why don't you hit it?
And now, the most overlooked Howard 100 News story of the week. When's the last time you masturbated?
I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
Really?
I don't need to. I'm very content at home. A lot of people have to jerk themselves off because they're not getting it at home, right or wrong.
What about when you're on the road?
What about it?
Do you masturbate when you're on the road?
No, I'm usually so loaded I go to sleep.
So has it been weeks, months?
Oh, it's more than that, dude. No, I'm serious. I'm being serious.
You haven't masturbated for months?
At least months. If you're getting laid every night, or at least 5 nights a week,
Why would you have to jerk off?
Well, you wouldn't have to.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah, it definitely slows down when you're consistently getting laid, but sometimes you just need that alone time.
Sometimes I get an urge.
Mr. Mund insisting he can't remember the last time he masturbated, telling us he's extremely content with his sex life.
Howard 100 News.
That's just because he can't remember.
Yeah, I was going to say he's old.
It's in John Hine territory.
I don't believe anything in that story. I don't believe Ronnie doesn't masturbate. I don't believe he has sex 5 times a week.
No
I
way.
don't believe.
No way.
I don't
No
believe
way.
any of it. Will?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe he's having sex 5 times a week. He may not be masturbating. I mean, he is old.
Yeah,
why would he waste the Viagra on masturbation?
I love when he goes, I don't remember the last time I
remember.
It could have been Tuesday afternoon. He wouldn't remember.
I think Kennedy was still president.
All right, so Ronnie does not masturbate. I hope Howard hits this next week. Ronnie is claiming Mr. Sexual that he, A, does not masturbate and can't remember the last time he did, and B, is banging his much younger girlfriend 5 times a week.
5 times. At least.
That poor Stephanie. She's like a hostage.
At least.
Oh, my God.
I think Ronnie's cock is so gross, even he doesn't want to touch it.
Marianne from Brooklyn, we can't let the show go by without picking up on you. Welcome to Back Office Radio.
I haven't been on all week. I love the show. I changed my kickboxing to listen to you two guys. Will you have a career in impressions? You do a good Steve Rendano, and you just did the other one. But anyway, JD is the douche of the week because he has a social disorder. There's something wrong with him because every time he sees me, he gets the creep factor. Like I'm gonna like I'm a monster. I'm gonna do something to him. But I also want.
Why would anyone be scared of a woman in a hazmat suit at 4 o'clock in the morning downstairs?
Sometimes I'm in regular clothes. Will, come on.
I love you.
And I saw Lisa G's picture, she showed it to me, and boy, is that awesome. Howard did some incredible work, and I can't wait till he does.
Yeah. Okay, so your douche of the week is JD?
JD, forever.
Forever. I love it. Arm in Long Island, who is your nominee for douche of the week?
First, I got to give Will a compliment. If you don't know Will by now,
beautiful.
You will never know Will. You killed it with that Simply Red song. I think you should tour with them.
It was from the heart. A lot of emotion there.
Will's a theater brat.
You were? Just one production of West Side Story.
Oh my God. The
production of West Side Story.
Thank you.
You know, guys, I love prison. They say when you go to prison, you go up to the biggest guy and you take your sock of batteries and hit him to gain. And that's what I would do. And I think Howard is afraid of Jason because if you notice, he all the critiques on Howard. Jason's the only guy he wouldn't bring in the studio and grapple with him. You know that Lexapro. He thinks as Lex Luthor. He is afraid of you, Jason. He would not bring you into. But
that's insane. But okay,
it's not insane. Think about it. The whole checklist of guys, he brought them in and skewered them. You're the only one.
Well, Scott Salem got off easy before he volunteered more things that annoyed him about Howard on the wrap-up show. What an idiot. Can we talk about, in fact, I'm sorry to cut you off. Thank you, Arm. I do not think Howard is scared of me in any sense of the word, but okay. Scott Salem is my second thing I want to highlight on the overlooked or underreported news stories, and what really wasn't a news story. Scott Salem is a fucking idiot. We do this game called What Annoys You About Howard. He records an obnoxiously sweet, syrupy, lame answer.
It's almost like, you're too hot, Howard.
I'm jealous of Howard's hair.
Right.
But you know what? Howard took it. He thanked Scott for the compliment, and he moved on. And then, like a fucking moron, Scott just goes on the wrap-up show and volunteers more information, more thoughts he has about Howard and what annoys him, which led to Howard saying that Scott's a moron on the next show. And then Scott walked in, and they were talking, Howard was making fun of him for somehow screwing up his gig on the block party. And this is what Scott said.
Listen, Robin, I never said I was unhappy. When someone steals from you and is not honest with you, that's what I was unhappy about, okay?
Now, that got glossed over of all the other bullshit, crappy things that Scott's involved with. But he just accused, I believe, Shuli, maybe Shuli and Ronnie, of stealing from him.
Yeah.
I mean, he called Shuli a thief.
Yeah.
And if Shuli is not a thief, that is a horrible accusation.
Well, I think the accusation is that they agreed to go into this block party together. They would all cut the profits equally. Scott was supposed to get a cut, and he did not get, the third he was supposed to get.
According to,
I would argue that the audience is actually the one that got robbed on this deal.
But My point is that if he has a business disagreement with Shuli, that's one thing. If they have a disagreement on whatever, the contracts, I don't know, that's one thing. But he's accusing Shuli of stealing from him. And much like how Artie accused Teddy of stealing from him. And quite frankly, I think that's the worst thing Artie ever did to you. Forget the throwing and the name calling and the yelling.
Yeah.
You know, 10 years from now, someone could look at you and go, oh, aren't you the guy that ripped off Artie's money?
I know, everybody thinks it's no, whatever. It's not. It was, he meant by paying me, I'm stealing from him because I was basically doing
No, he accused, I'll pull you the clip if you want.
No, I know.
He flat out accused you of stealing from him.
But no, not like I went into his bag and took money. He meant overall, like you're stealing from me, basically.
The conversation was that he pays you in cash, or you handle a lot of cash, and maybe some of that cash went walking.
No. That's not what he meant.
Well,
I
I'm
swear
saying
to God,
that.
I know, but no, he meant like overall, like you're just overall taking money from me to work, every week I'm paying you and you're stealing from me.
I don't think that's at all what he said, but okay, we'll stick with that story.
You think he said specifically I stole money from him?
Yeah, he tried to make, my memory of it is that he tried to accuse you of stealing money.
But there was never even, he never asked me, there was never any money missing.
Really?
No, but
never.
He was out of it a little bit.
No, but I think I know what he was talking about. He meant like just the overall my paying you.
Okay,
is
fine.
Stealing.
All right, so you're fine with
you're taking money from me.
You're fine with Artie calling you a thief. However, he meant it. I would imagine that.
Yeah, I mean,
you're just not fine with doing the show before noon.
As long as Artie calls him a thief.
Well,
before
I know
noon.
in my heart I never stole anything from him, so that's fine.
I'm a Shuli fan. I have said this many times. He's a good friend of mine back here, at least as of right now. I don't know what'll happen by the time we walk off the show. But I thought that was a bullshit move by Scott. Bullshit because it was dropped and then left there and never went back to. I want Howard to listen to this clip on Monday, and I would love to hear more of it because accusing someone of being a thief is a serious accusation to me.
That was the dumbest move ever, by the way, career move, right?
What?
I mean, let's say Shuli was taking a little more off the top. He is the guy, a
he's
real
a
comedian
headliner. Hello.
that does 45 minutes of stand-up material. He's offering you $2,000 a weekend to just sit there on stage and basically look like an idiot, which you do anyway, and you turn that down? I mean, give me a fucking break.
All right, so the question on the table is, what is the more moronic Scott the Engineer move? Was it bad-mouthing Howard when he didn't need to, or is it quitting the block party?
Yeah,
and
giving up $24,000 of extra
That's the one?
A year.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's not even close.
Jesus Christ. All right, hey, let's take some calls here. Jim in North Carolina, welcome to Back Office Radio.
Hey guys, the reason Ronnie doesn't masturbate anymore is he's so old he doesn't get random hormones anymore. He didn't get like a morning wood like we do. He has to get stimulated. So, I mean, when you turn 68 years old, that kind of thing happens.
Hey, Oh, sorry.
I just hate that rap in general. Like, I don't need to masturbate because I get laid so much.
Yeah, I gotta say, my masturbatory life and my sex life, have nothing to do with each other.
If you're a married guy or in a steady relationship, masturbating is close you're ever going to get to cheating.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as good as it's going to get as far as strange.
Do you wait till you're you have a hard on and you're like, oh, fuck, I gotta take care of this, and then you masturbate? Or do you kind of make time I got 20 minutes to kill?
Yeah, no, of course not. When I have a few minutes, I do it. Like last night, Trace is out. I hit her up. I'm like, hey, when you coming home? She said, oh, I'm about to leave my friends. I was calculated. Okay, it's about 15 minutes away. I think you can get this act done. She gets home, and I've just finished. I'm like, hey, how you doing, honey?
Hey, can you stop at the store and get some wine?
Yeah, really. You need something.
Pack of cigarettes.
The worst one was when
I'm having a really good. I've got a good sesh on Tubagar.
Exactly. When Tracy went down to, we sent her down to my parents when the power went out during the hurricane. So I'm in my cold ass house by candlelight. I'm like, I think there's still battery left in my computer. Let's get that thing up. I got a few minutes to myself, and there in the freezing cold 30-degree house, I took care of business.
Dude, they updated Mature Amateurs.
It froze to my stomach.
I do that too. I look for my moments, and it's actually weird because, especially when we first moved in together, it was almost like any time I had the house to myself, it was like when my parents were gone when I was a little kid. Like, even if I wasn't horny, I'm like, she's gone. I'm going to pull up all my favorite porn sites.
Right, I think it's just built into you since when you were 12 years old.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do with the amount of sex I'm having or not having. The sex I'm having or not having wanes up and down, throughout the months and weeks and years.
Yeah.
My masturbatory habits have stayed a steady, even
literally,
flow.
If you had just rubbed one out and your wife was like, let's have sex, you're like, all right.
Yeah, all right.
I'm ready.
I'll start on you. Larry in Tennessee, welcome to Back Office Radio.
What's up, guys? How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man.
I love the show. I've started listening when you guys started. It's a great show.
That's a long-time listener right there. 7 shows in. Thank you, sir.
7 whole shows. Loved every one of them. I'm calling about the douche of the week thing. I'm thinking that with the whole JD and Jason thing the other day. They kind of came in and hijacked the entire wrap-up show. And, I mean, Bradley Cooper was there, and they could have talked about that. And it was like they hijacked the whole wrap-up show, and it was just overkill. I mean, they're arguing back and forth and arguing, and it's just complete overkill.
Well, that you'll have to talk to the hosts of the wrap-up show. It'll be John Hein and Gary Dell'Abate. If you don't like the way they run their show, I think John made the right decision. When you have two people screaming at each other, you let it ride. You let it ride. Speaking of John Hein and JD, they are coming up right after our show at 2 o'clock here on Howard 101 with their John Hein's TV show. They will be interviewing Danica McKellar. Who is Winnie from
Winnie fucking Cooper?
Dude, we just saw her walk by here. Holy cow. Every, like, creepy engineer was, like, staring at her ass as she walked by.
She looked really good.
She looks hot. I was never, like, a big fan kind of growing up. I always thought she had, like, a big jaw.
I thought she had a moon face, but did she look good?
Looked fucking hot.
Smart, too. Smart girl. She's a mathematician. So, you know, we have to, Will, still left in the show here, we need to name our douche of the week. And we also...
Hopefully they show up to accept their award.
We also want to say, right now, because we're going to come back with about, 5-10 minutes left in the show, if anybody out in the back office has a problem with anything we've said, and you would like to confront us to our face, we are inviting you. We have 2 microphones open and ready for you to use.
We're going to assume we're on good terms with everybody.
Right.
If they don't come back.
I'm going to assume I'm going to assume that everything is hunky dory. 888-STERN-101 to be part of the show. We'll be back with our douche of the week.
You're listening to Back Office Radio with Will and Jason on Howard 101. Back Office Radio with Will and Jason. Who needs a healthy work environment anyway, right?
Oh, that you're for it, Teddy? We could do a drinking show?
No, but Will's got to pee so bad. I said, imagine if we did a drinking show.
I stood up. That's the worst mistake you can make when you have to pee.
Feeling a little watery down there? Feeling a little, kind of sloppy?
Shut up.
Why don't you get diapers and just piss yourself?
Oh, yeah. What am I, a fucking hillbilly?
Hey, Al, do we have any water sound effects?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I get you one.
Why, just because you went in there and pissed?
Yeah, I was smart.
funny. We
I went to go pee.
We had 40 seconds left, and Jason walked out of the bathroom. I'm like, I wonder if you can make it. I think it's about 60 feet. If you can make it that far.
And I did.
Almost.
Barely.
It was close.
I made it, though. I was sitting in there. I'm peeing in the urinal, and it hits me. And then
Stop.
There we go. I love it.
Who's that, medicated Pete?
Oh, the release. The release.
Yeah. Think of how much you're going to fart when you pee, start releasing. Yeah.
Will and I one time went to a party at Stuttering John's house all the way out in Long Island, and Will drove out, and we were in a Jeep. And when it was time to come home, I was the only one sober enough to drive.
I was not.
Will was not anywhere close to being sober
and
enough to drive.
And you're not cool enough to drive a Jeep? Is that where we're going?
No.
No, where we're going is, so I was the only non-drunk person in the car. The car was packed, and we got to the Queens Midtown Tunnel, and it was a line of traffic that stretched.
Stopped.
Yeah, just stopped. We were just sitting there. I was exhausted. My head was pounding. Everyone is screaming and acting like a morons. And Will starts screaming, I gotta pee. And he takes out this Poland Spring bottle, and he starts pissing in it. And so to be an asshole, because I'm an asshole.
There's like 4 people in the back seat, and in between them.
I start letting go of the brake and then slamming on it, letting go of the brake, slamming on it, and fucking piss is going everywhere.
And I think it was supposed to be the joke was on me, but meanwhile I'm pissing all over poor intern.
Yeah. The joke was on the intern. Give us a call, 888-STERN-101. Like I said, coming up right after us live is the John Hein TV show. I see the very beautiful Jenny Hudd has just come in here.
We want to give douche of the week, right?
Oh, and we definitely got to name our douche of the week. So we talked about it during the break. Teddy, Steve, Al, and I have come to the conclusion. Where are you going?
I'm going to go over here, so just get ready.
Go on.
Yeah. I'll just let him.
Worry about me.
Teddy just got up and left. I think we're all unanimously calling Steve the douche of the week for bumming us all out before the show even started.
Douche of the week.
The problem is we don't know if he's going to come in and accept it. So we'll take anybody from the John Hein TV show team. Right now, that's Jenny Hudd. We're going to wait.
We might have to accept it.
We prefer John Hein, but you might be the person.
Have you heard our show before?
Just bits of it.
Bits of it. And are you mad at anything we said? This is the time now for anybody. No, okay. The answer is no. It's all right. Yeah. Hey, Steve, if you want to get real, we can get real with Jenny right now. Come on down here. I'll start.
Look at her pants. You see her pants? Hello.
She always has hot pants on. Leather,
look at those things.
Leather hot pants. God, you're so skinny. Jesus Christ.
She's getting skinnier.
No, I'm not. I'm the same as I've been.
You're like one of those girls that gets hotter the older she gets. Kind of like Michelle Pfeiffer got cuter the older she got.
Thank you. That's so nice.
I mean,
Cute with money. She's a catch, man.
What?
What?
Yeah, she got.
What do you what?
She loaded.
I do not have mad dough.
Get out of here! Stop it. We've seen your book. You have pictures of your house in there.
All right.
There's money falling out of your pockets right now.
Always. I have no pockets today.
Is your show on from 1 to 2, by the way?
Yeah, I have a pre-tape of Kellen Lutz right now.
Oh, okay. I'm like, how is your show on?
It's on.
How do you like doing John Hines' TV show?
I love it. I love those guys.
Are you excited to talk to Winnie today?
I am.
All right.
Danica McKellar.
F. Mary Kill, Steve Brandano, J.D. Harmeyer,
You're
John
kidding.
Hines.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. This is a tough one. Okay, F. Mary Kill. Who would I have to kill? Oh, I might kill John.
Really?
I don't know. I might. I might have to kill John.
The Jew.
Did you just say because he's Jewish?
I think that's. I'm telling people what you think.
But I'm Jewish.
I know. Hey, so am I.
I don't know. I couldn't.
Stop taking ownership of
Listen,
her
I like his wife. I like his wife. I like his wife. So I can't have sex with him or marry him.
Okay, so you kill
so
John.
I have to kill
That's
John.
the main reason to kill him.
Then I have to. I got it. Then, I'm going to get in such trouble right now.
Do it.
I'd have sex with Steve.
Nice.
And
Fuck
then-
Steve.
Right.
Right.
I'd fuck Steve, and then I'd marry JD, and we'd have a sexless marriage.
Oh,
why? Why would it be sexless?
What did I say?
You know what I love? You didn't have to say the sexless part, and you did,
And
it's
she
awesome.
did.
Yeah.
No, I don't think JD and I are that kind of match. He's a good guy.
I don't think you're
I like him a
JD
lot.
is
There's nobody's match
Yeah.
that way.
No, he is. He gets play. He has game.
He
there
does.
are girls that like him, but I just know too much, and he says too many things around me about women that I'm like, I'm not going to go there.
See, we've made up, but JD doesn't have game. He doesn't stop it. He has no game. He gets pity.
He's a witty guy. Come
no,
on.
I think he does.
with
I think you're wrong.
girls.
I think
With
he does have
girls,
game.
he has no game.
I think the right girl is
You-
going
you-
to drop her pants.
I think behind closed doors we don't see a lot. I think when he gets in these, Twitter conversations or whatever the hell he does, I think
I've gotten behind.
got some
his,
game.
I've gotten behind his closed doors. I've seen the game, and I'm telling you, it ain't a fucking game. But whatever. Shuli, I see Shuli down here. Do you have anything you want to yell at us
here we go.
about? Do you
Here's
have a
some people.
problem with the show?
No, Jason, I was just here for the transferring of the shows to document you and Steve walking by each other.
So this could be awkward. Brandano is now in the studio. Brandano, you've been named Douche of the Week. Will you accept your award?
Thank you.
That's it?
Yes.
No other statement about the show?
I made my statement to you guys, and I talked to Shuli also.
Oh, there you go.
So you give the exclusive to Shuli.
Give the exclusive to Shuli, but your friends are sitting right here.
John Hine. John Hine just walked in. Where do we stand with you?
Where do we stand? Steve said that you're very angry at us and badmouth us behind our backs.
That's not what I said.
You said the thought. I'll get your letter right here. Hold on a second.
What did I say?
You said. Hold on a second. Well, Will, you talk while I peruse this letter here.
Oh yeah, this show's drive time.
Look at this motherfucker. Finds a way to crowbar himself in every fucking time, doesn't he? 4 minutes left. He got in there. I like it, Shoal. Well, anyway, he's reading. Where do we stand with John Hine?
Could I reread this part? The jacket makes you cool. Thank you.
Where do we stand in terms of what? I really don't understand.
I don't
the
know.
question.
Steve said that you guys are angry with us.
That's not what I said.
What do you mean? What did you say?
I said with you guys doing this show, the only thing to do is either to fight back with you, which people don't want to do, or harbor resentment to you guys off air by not saying anything. And I think a lot of people are doing that.
Do you think we've busted your balls too much on this show?
No, I think I've gotten off pretty easy on your show. Honestly, so
Quote
far.
from Steve. So what you have are people
Except for
beginning to
Jason's ridiculous
despise.
obsession. Other than that, I think I'm okay.
So what you have are people beginning to despise you either behind your back or inside their own heads.
And then when we said we're not in the letter, what are the names? You said JD and John Hine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said things are not good. To the guys that you
John,
were
are
close
things not
friends
good?
with.
I think it's a little weird, but I think you guys doing the show, you sort of knew that going in. If you're going to have a show called Back Office Radio and you're going to talk about the back office, people are going to feel a little on edge. And
You think should people get mad at you when the clips are played on wrap up of you, for Howard?
Or do people get mad at you?
Yeah.
Some people have gotten mad at me before. Yeah.
Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, if I lead them into something and they go for it, then
John's in
shame
an
on
awkward
them.
position. All I can say is I love
But
John.
you'll still do it.
Well, it's my job. Of course I'll do it. Look, your show is Back Office Radio. You guys are going to talk about what happens in the back office. I think you have the sensibility to sort of know what to talk about and not what to talk about. But sometimes, like if I get a bad haircut or something like that, obviously I'm going to be like, well, fuck you.
Well, of course. But it's ball busting. You're ending friendships over it?
It's part of your game, and I understand that. But there's going to be times when I think you're probably going to push it too far for the sake of good radio, and that's going to upset some people. And you're going to have to deal with it. Case in point, the fight you had with JD yesterday.
But John, because, I've been told that you are secretly starting to despise us in your head. Were we not friends last night? Was I not trying to help you out with something? What are we talking about here?
No, it's a weird line. Of course.
All right. We're getting a 2 minutes line. Okay, so we're good is what we're saying.
Look,
we're good.
We're all very good friends, I think, but there are going to be times when we all hate each other.
Well, is this one of those times?
No, I think right now.
JD, you got everything off your chest? Okay, Steve, I guess you got everything off your chest?
Get those boobs off your chest.
Shuli got everything off his chest. Shuli, did you hear us accuse Scott accusing you of stealing?
Fuck yourself, Will.
Oh,
If I could
jeez.
just make one clarification.
Will, douche of the week forever.
Get on the working mic. Hold on.
If I could just make one clarification to the Scott thing that Will mentioned, that we never was agreed to split the profits.
No, I didn't know that. I was just...
Yeah, I just want to clarify that.
Back Office Radio is coming to a triumphant close. We're in a room full of people who may or may not secretly despise us. I'll check my email to see if anyone writes anything to us. A huge thank you, as always, to everyone who worked so hard on Back Office Radio. Let's start with the on-air team of Teddy, Knitter, Jay.
He's on the
Will
team.
Murray.
He's like wandering around the studio now like a lost puppy. I don't know what he's doing.
He's our bat boy.
Are you high?
I'm transferring to the next show.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, why can't I do that?
And yes.
Yeah.
You're now bored out more for their show than you did for our show.
I'm helping out, man. I'm being a bro.
He's waiting for Danica McKellar to come in.
Yeah,
God,
so good. She looks so good.
Big thanks to the great Al Ragone on the board, Jim McClure, who is producer of the day, Ryan, I don't even know what that meant. Jim's the man. Ryan, the intern, JD Harmeyer for coming in and making a statement and apologizing.
That was nice, Jamie.
And he doesn't need a surrogate to talk for
handled
him.
it like a man.
He came in to talk for himself. Replay Friday, 10 a.m., Sunday, 7 a.m., only on Howard 101. Everyone have a great Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I can't wait to come back with some stories after Thanksgiving.
And
of all
eat
the
yourself
food I
into a
ate.
heart attack.
And we'll tickle the audience's ass with a feather. You and I have been hired to do an appearance. We'll be talking all about it when Back Office Radio returns the week after Thanksgiving.
Should be good.
It should be good. Thank you all for tuning in on Howard 101.